Hello 12B. This week I've been setting you some challenges, and one of those is to make pasta and meatballs. Join me in my kitchen as I try and make them myself too. Don't forget though, first of all wash your hands, make sure your surface is really clean before you start. Let's give this a try. Hello 12B. I've challenged you for your ILS lesson this week to make pasta and meatballs, so I thought I'd have a go at doing the same along with you. I've gathered my ingredients together. Let me just show you what I've got here. I've raided my cupboards, and we have some chilli, an onion, an egg, some mustard, some rosemary sprigs, some garlic, some dried oregano and some Jacob's cream crackers, which I'm going to mix in with some minced beef and then serve it with my spaghetti. Right, I've gathered the equipment together that I'm going to need to use. Big bowl to mix everything up in.
Oh, hi.
A wooden spoon, sharp knife, large frying pan, my chopping boards, and you also will need a bag and something heavy to smash your crackers with. So first thing we do is to chop our onion into very small pieces. So I've cut it into half, and I'm going to take off the outer skin, which isn't so nice to eat. On both pieces of onion, and get rid of those bits. Then I'm going to slice it really finely with my sharp knife. And you remember how we make our fingers into a bridge? You can't see my onion very well, but I am slicing it really finely. And here is what your onion should look like once you've chopped it all up finely. You're then going to take your chilli and just cut as much as you want. If you like it spicy, use lots. If you don't put too much in. I'm using a couple of pieces. And again, just like the onion, you're going to slice that up nice and finely, watching your fingers all the time. So, till it's tiny pieces. There we go. Okay, and that looks like that. Okay. Ooh, sorry, wobbly camera. Next, I'm going to take a clove of my garlic. Here he is. Take the skin off your garlic. I always cut the ends off and then squish it, which I find makes it much easier to peel. Okay. And then just like the chilli and the onion, we're going to chop it up really finely. Again, minding those fingers. So now on your chopping board, you should have 3 ingredients: chilli, onion and garlic. And we're going to start to cook these now. Okay, so I'm using a tiny bit of vegetable oil in the bottom of my pan. A bit of a sloosh. Turn on the hob to warm that oil up, and then I'm going to place my onions, my chilli and my garlic straight in there to soften before I mix it in with the minced beef to make the meatballs. Okay, let's pop that in the pan. This is the bit where you might want to have an adult making sure that you don't get your fingers burnt, because it's going to get hot. Okay, so I'm using my wooden spoon just to soften those ingredients in the pan. Okay, I'm happy that these are now softened enough and they smell absolutely delicious. I don't want them to be too brown, just soften through. So I'm going to stop that there, and I'm going to tip my onions with the dried oregano into this bowl carefully because it's very hot. And get ready for the next stage. Right, while you're waiting for your onion mix to cool a little bit, you are going to put some cream crackers, I'm using 3, into a sealable bag, like that. Try and squish all the air out first. And then what we're going to do is make these into almost a powder by giving them a good bash with something. You could use a rolling pin, a bottle of wine. I'm using the pestle and mortar. And you're going to make them, you can see it very well, into a fine powder to help bind your meatballs together. So after a few minutes, you should end up with a powdery substance, which used to be cream crackers, and that is going to go in the bowl with the onions. Also into the onion mixture, I'm adding a really generous teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Gives it a nice flavour and a bit of a kick. Then we need to crack our egg into the bowl. There he goes. And finally, we're going to add our minced beef. Now at this point is where you're going to get your hands really mucky. So you need to make sure you're either wearing gloves or you've got lots and lots of washing up water ready to give your hands a good rinse afterwards and get them very clean. Okay, so taking our beef, putting it into the bowl, and then this bit is actually quite fun because you're going to get your hands right in there and squish the whole lot together. So give it a bit of a mix with my spoon first. And then I'm going in with my fingers. There we are. Not sure what the dog's barking at. So the idea here is to make sure that everything is mixed together. And you've got all those ingredients through each piece. Once you think you've got it all mixed together beautifully, you can start taking little bits and turning them into meatballs. Okay. Try and make them all the same size so that they cook evenly when they're in your oven. Okay, so I've made them all now and I'm going to place them into a oven-proof dish like this. I managed to get 12 out of those. So I'm going to put some cling film over the top, put them into the fridge, and we're going to serve them later with some spaghetti and a can of canned tomatoes over the top. Okay. One last little tip, use your rosemary to place on the top so that when it bakes it gives it a lovely flavour. There we go. I'm going to now whack that into the fridge for later. Job done. So the time's come now for me to start cooking our tea. I've put my oven on to about 180 degrees. I've got a fan oven, so I'm going to put the meatballs in there once it's up to temperature for about half an hour and then check them inside to make sure that they're really well cooked. I'll show you how to do that when we get to that stage. In the meantime, I've got the kettle on because I'm going to fill a medium-sized pan. Oh, that looks a bit grubby on the bottom. A medium-sized pan with boiling water for my spaghetti to cook, or your pasta. And I've also got a smaller saucepan which I'm going to cook my chopped tomatoes in to put the sauce on top of the meatballs once it's all done. So that's what I'm using next. Okay, so the oven is now up to temperature. I've just put a little layer of kitchen foil over the top because I don't want them to burn on the outside and not be cooked on the inside. So I'm going to put those into the oven now. See you in about 20 minutes when we'll check them. So the oven's just bleeped. I'm going to have a quick look at the meatballs to see how they're doing. Let's have a look. Oh, looking great. I've taken the foil off. Give them a bit of a stir around. And I'm going to give them about another 15 minutes. Okay, put them back in. Right, while I'm waiting for the meatballs to finish cooking, I've waxed the spaghetti into a saucepan of boiling water, following the instructions on the packet of spaghetti. And I'm going to open a can of tomatoes and heat those in the smaller saucepan. Okay, so my timer's gone off again. Let's check out how they're doing. They've probably had about 45 minutes altogether now. I'm really fussy about having things cooked right the way through. And to check that, I'm going to have a look inside one of the meatballs. So I'm going to choose one of the biggest ones. That one down there looks quite a big size. And I'm going to break it in half. And I'm looking to see if there's any pink flesh still left, any pink meat still left in there. There isn't, so I know that these are cooked. Now I can serve up. Here we are, I've got my pasta which has been drained in my bowl. I'm going to put a couple of meatballs on there. I'm then going to spoon over some of the chopped tomatoes for a sauce. And finally add some grated cheese. And just to make it look pretty, a sprinkle of those dried herbs again. There we go. Pasta meatballs for tea. Okay, so I'm off to eat my spaghetti and meatballs now. If you've made them, make sure that they're fully cooked all the way through and don't forget to help with washing up. Thanks for watching.